reality don't ever get to me. Bring out the Brinks truck, I'm young, flying, iced up. 100-yard dash, I had to run my price up. Boss your life up, I had to boss mine up. $10,000 outfit, $100 up. Hey, when you want top.
Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with the Cleveland Browns. The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And now running right through it. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Dalton throwing on second down. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Everson Griffin in there for the 20th time this year as he continues what could be a record-setting season. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. He's got his man, Boyd. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, got stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate. And
taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 42-yard line. Back to Mixon on 1st down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
368.
It's second down. Dalton looking. That's complete to John Ross. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Go on the ball. On the ball.
They go play action here on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. second down. Dalton. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. Now Dalton. He'll rifle this one deep right. Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I know they had good coverage downfield, but you have to wonder, on 3rd and long like that, how does that happen, that they can get that far downfield and complete a pass? You got to guard the sticks, understand where you are, so it's almost like someone fell asleep at the switch, and now that the play's been completed, they've got to dust themselves off on defense, pick it up, and figure out how to not let that happen again.
Here's a run with Mixon, and he's in. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point up and good by Bullock, and that makes the score 7-0. Bullock out now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. This is caught inside the 15. A big play that time for Cleveland. 64 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Josh Gordon with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Those are the touchdowns that aren't just scored on Sundays or on Monday night. Those are the ones that are scored during the week because they had that preparation in a great route run.
Oh, I love that observation because you don't just roll out on game day and say, okay, go run this route and let's get it done. That means exactly what you said. The practice had to occur beforehand, which led to the timing, which led to the touchdown.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. To throw on 2nd down, Dalton. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And that one results in 35 yards. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 37-yard line. Mixon with first down carry. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10. Following the interception, Mayfield. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Vontaze Burfict. Coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. For Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep. Over the middle. He's got a man. Complete. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. A gain of 39 that time. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 41. Mayfield on 1st down. Open receiver, that's David Njoku. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
10 more there and another 1st down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
And they're going to get him down, but not before a pretty good run right there. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that makes the score 14-7. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals getting set to go. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Dalton off play action. And the grab by Cron. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Go, on the ball! On the ball! 368!
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Go, on the ball! On the ball!
Looking to throw on second down. Dalton. And he gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Go, on the ball! On the ball!
Third down, a shot here for Dalton. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
So a good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
A first carry for the rookie Nick Chubb. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll be out of bounds up near midfield at the 49. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And he can't escape, and down he goes. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Gun!
second down. Mayfield. He's going to go for a big play downfield. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Jarvis Landry, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Browns add on to their lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
On the ball.
Passing again. Dalton on 2nd and 10. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Larry Ogunjobi in there to get him. And that's sack number 12 for him on the year. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Play fake. Here's Dalton. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Green. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. So they are going for it. Now Dalton under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Emerson Griffin in there for sack number 22 on the year. Just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22 and a half set in 2001.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And he's going to be taken down. Back around the 35-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Leopard! Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
368!
Dalton, 1st and 10. Green's got it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. A 1st down throw coming for Dalton. Flushed out right. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half.
Nice.
Dalton throwing on second down. Buying time to his left. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Tyler Kroft, the tight end, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd and short.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
They look to throw on 3rd with Dalton. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Detroit!
They run it again with Chubb. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Leopard! All right, now, look at 56.
First down, Mayfield. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They go with Chubb on second down. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
A first down throw for Mayfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Mayfield off the play fake. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Trying to get it to Landry there, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carl Lawson in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. The Browns send out their punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two. Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Second down, Dalton. He's going to fire one deep over the... This is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And give him a gain of 37. First and 10 for Dalton. Underneath, this is Bernard. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it's a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
It's second down. Dalton looking. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Michael Kendricks in there with pressure yet again, and that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down. It's 4th.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on second down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Dalton here from the gun. He's got his man, Boyd. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
To throw on second down, Dalton. He drops it off for Bernard. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Go, on the ball! On the ball! Nice. Raise the head! Raise up!
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Mayfield on play action. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. It's caught inside the 25. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 21-yard line. Mayfield on 1st down. Flush to his right. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Lucky 56. Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead. And we'll begin it with a field goal try here. This to make it a 3-score game late. And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 12 yards that time, and a Cincinnati 1st down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure, and he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Michael Kendricks in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. From the gun, Dalton. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is going to be incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. And now the Browns coming out on the field.
Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example. And now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
The Browns on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3.
3rd and short yardage, Mayfield. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively.
And Gonzalez puts this one through. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Dalton once more. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to drop him, and he continues to wreak havoc in offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Operating from the gun, Dalton. He's got Green. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. And a 1st down.
Go on the ball. On the ball. Here you go. 368. Heavy. Place it high. Watch this. Heavy.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. Flushed out right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Terrence Mitchell. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Leopard! Leopard!
Here's Mostert. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Mostert spins past it, and now running right through it. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Detroit!
On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield. Wide open receiver complete. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And they get him down right near the midfield stripe. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Browns on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 4. Now they'll run it on the toss. 20! And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. That one good for 33 and a first. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and minicamps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And again, it's Chubb. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the 4th quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk